Hello, everyone. We're going to be working on lesson 4 of the historical thinking packet. The focus of this lesson is sourcing and annotating. I'm going to do this read aloud and then we're going to talk about the activity. When historians read resources, they try to figure out what the source is saying, if it is reliable, and how it relates to other sources and events that historians know about. To do this, they engage in 3 practices that you are going to learn. Annotation is the act of using symbols and notes to show what you are thinking while you read. When you annotate, you interact with the source by underlining sections of the text. You've done that before, I'm sure, underlining sections of the text. You circle words, phrases, or images and writing notes to yourself. Just quickly showing you how to underline, for example, if you're on a Google document, all you simply would do is simply highlight the part that you want to underline. You highlight it like so, and then you'd go to this option, underline. Or you can even highlight it a different color with this link right here, or you could even change the different text color. So there are different ways to really showcase, if you're doing it on a computer, different sentences or words or phrases that you think really get you to understand a particular document or source. Now, annotation helps the reader focus their attention when reading a source and record their thoughts as they read. Whenever you annotate, you should have a purpose, like a question that guides you. The next part is how to annotate illustrations. Now, there are also political cartoons and images that we look at when we analyze things relating to social studies. So, the steps on how to analyze illustrations or artwork is first you look, analyze, and interpret familiar symbols. Use your imagination to create a movie reel of what's happening in the scene, and place this image in its correct historical context. Determine how this illustration makes you feel. Now, an activity that we're going to do together is we're going to look at this illustration, these 2 images. This image was in 1945, titled Flags of Our Fathers, and this is a very recent one about the healthcare workers. Keep in mind the visuals that you're seeing as you're looking at this. When you look at these political cartoons or even images, most illustrators put key information for you to really look at. So you first look at the first part and then look at every underlying detail to see if it gives you a clue. Now, this historical context relates to this image titled Flags of Our Fathers. I'm going to read this to you right now. On February 23rd, 1945, a photographer named Joe Rosenthal took a picture that would become an iconic symbol of American patriotism and bravery during World War II. In the picture, American soldiers are attempting to raise the American flag during the victory at the Battle of Iwo Jima in Japan. Now, flash forward to 2020. The image to the right, this image right here, is similar to the image of the Flags of Our Father, the image to the left. The photo showcases a remake of that photo in which the focus is the healthcare workers that are fighting the coronavirus. So look at the first image and look at the second image. Think about what you see that are similar, and we're going to have a whole discussion about this. Okay? Now, after you analyze the illustration, you're going to write your response right here. Do you think the illustrator's perspective is showing healthcare workers as heroes or villains? And provide evidence from this political cartoon to showcase the perception or the perspective of the illustrator when it comes to healthcare workers. And this is an example of how to annotate to do illustrations. After this is complete, we're going to talk about annotating a text. Now, these are the key parts as to how you annotate a text. First, you have to underline important information. Then you circle and define unknown vocabulary. You make connections between the text and your personal experiences. And then you write a brief 1 to 2 sentence summary to really capture what you think the text is talking about, sort of the main idea. Now, the text we're going to focus on is from an article titled Andrew Cuomo, Hero or Villain. Based on the reading of this article, you're going to determine whether you consider Andrew Cuomo a hero or a villain. I provided a sample of how you take certain bits of information from an article and really extrapolate parts to really come up with key points. Okay, we're going to model and go over this sample annotation together in class. After we do that, this is the you do. You're going to read this article relating to Andrew Cuomo, and after you read the article, you annotate however you want. You're going to answer these guided questions in terms of understanding the perspective of the writer. And the evidence is going to be what you annotate with highlighting, using symbols, everything. Okay? So this is the activity. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you very much.